Hey, what's good, Authentics? Welcome to yet another impactful episode of the People's Journal, where authentic stories are told by real people. As always, I'm your host, Tupac Man, Mr. 925, Intambo Yomtlakasi. Waiti Tizachokega. I told you 2023 is gonna be the year of consistency, and I know, I did mention this on the last episode or the previous or the latest episode. SSI recorder no Ryan, the founder of Papa Kayo, we're gonna do our best to try and make sure we remain consistent in terms of giving you this value, giving you this content, and making sure that we grow as a community. And it brings me so much joy. In fact, it doesn't bring me joy, but it gives me testimony of what words can do. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited about this episode. And yeah, I think I should start by saying shout outs to all the authentics out there for always making sure that we are up and going. And we are growing, as a community. We are growing as a platform as well. Shout outs to Fitown for making sure that we always have a space to record these episodes. We also did the speaker box session the last time, on the 24th, which was impeccable and it was great. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to, I know it's not the shout outs time, but it's important that I start, this episode with gratitude. Yeah. So I just want to say shout outs also to M22 Entertainment for always making sure that we look proper on the visuals. Shout outs to my manager, Miss Mabi, for always making sure that things are in structure and we do things the proper way. But today's episode, for me, it's sort of going to give people the genesis of who Pac-Man really is, because this guest that I'm going to be having a conversation now is someone that knows me. It's someone that knows me, from back in the days when we were just also like before high school, but primary level, to life level, to this level, and I'm so proud of him that he is consistent in terms of the person that I saw him, who he was going to become or who he was at that time. But yeah, so let me introduce the guest, man. He's the founder of Ghetto and Proud. He's a pillar in terms of my childhood, the way in Kulenga Corner. We were once like in a group, For those of you who always wonder, why do I have that tag name, Mr. 925? It's because of when I was with these guys and I did not have those earrings. It kind of felt like I was left behind, because these are the people that made sure that culture of Oktorama 925, a high school, a primary, they were so consistent with it, and they weren't only consistent, but they gave a meaning to why we are wearing those earrings and what those earrings represented. You understand? So he's one of the pioneers in terms of like the culture shifting. And this is also someone who in primary till high school was always consistent in making sure isiphathu sakhe sihlezi sishine. You know what I mean? This is also someone, for me, before even getting exposed to the entrepreneurship or to this entrepreneur realm, he was already step ahead and making sure in making sure this is the guy. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to say he's the founder of Ghetto and Proud, and he's doing very, very well. He goes by the name of Ndumiso Ngema. Welcome, Ndumiso Ngema, to the People's Journal podcast.
Yeah, mfanakithi I think thathele thuba ngibonge mfethu walana mfethu.
Yeah.
Nabafowethu abalana mfethu abashutha abayenza yonke lento le bafethu like ngiproud ngokuba lana, and like yeah, I'm so grateful ukuba yimfanakithi. Yeah, my day one. kahle mfanakithi.
It's really good.
Yeah,
looking good, my brother.
Thanks a lot Njayam, thanks a lot.
So I mean, the first question I just want to ask you, how are you, my brother? How have you been? I mean, every time I know mangihlangana nawe, you are always looking fresh. Every time mangihlangana nawe, or even before ngihlangana nawe, ngizohlangana nebrand yakho before ngihlangana nawe. So how have you been? I mean, there's a lot that happened. COVID, there's a lot of things. We lost a lot of people who were also close to us, you know. But how have you been, G?
Yeah, mfana kithi kuye kwabanzima kakhulu mfana kithi angiqambela amanga ukuze ngifike la ngikhona. Yeah, qale kunzima ubona na ukuthi manje ayakhuphukela. Ubona kacabanga nokulahla ithawula, but then ubona ukuthi amafeni wakho ama ghetto fan like balapha yana ukuthi siyayithanda lento futhi sayifuna lento le, but now ucabanga ukuthi hayi man hayi
sure
kahle lento ayidalelwanga mina, but now uzibuyise futhi ukuthi hayi man yazini lento yami lento le ngizalelwe yona isegazini kahle. I've been to Entreprenuers mfethu ngiphusha nani till ngize nami ngibe CEO njengoba ngizwa CEO umphathi mfethu Ghetto and Proud. Yeah,
but obviously we'll get to that. But out of 5 when umjojo nje like right.
Yeah, mina ngi right mfana kithi I can't complain mfana kithi ngi right kakhulu futhi mfethu ngi right kakhulu mfethu. I
mean asiqale le mele siqale khona, you know. Ubani Ndumiso Ngema for people that don't know you, because I know you, you know, but also we also know ukuthi you can know someone, but ijeni yomuntu ngeke uzuyicave. Understand? So I mean just take us through ukuthi ubani Ndumiso Ngema, and then we'll get into the business side of things, the CEO titles, and everything else about Entreprenuers industry. But mawungasidlalela yona phansi ukuthi ubani nje uNdumiso Ngema.
Ndumiso Ngema mfethu intwana ekhulele emakasana, intwana ekhuliswa ioledi lodwa mfethu. Kunzima ku rough, but then liwa livuka nathi yabo lisifundisa life ukuthi hayi mfethu life kanjeni. Since when nawazi ukuthi vele since from day 1 lokhu ngiphanda ngenzani kufanele ini ukuthi sibe grand nathi endlini ngaphandeli ifame nani yabo. Yeah, ngumuntu wabantu, ngumuntu othanda abantu, ingane yini mojavela Ndumiso yabo lonto le. Yeah, ngasho ngithi hayi in short ngazidirapa kanjalo mfana kithi. Yeah,
ukuthi Ndumiso
Ngema umuntu nje onjalo, umuntu wabantu mfaka baba, umuntu okhulele emakasana, umuntu ongekalahla igasi noma ngenzakalani.
And how does growing up ekasi look like for someone maybe like, because I have international fans from as far as America, as far as, you know, someone out there who's looking from outside, looking in, and they're asking themselves, how does ukhulele ekasi? You know, because I want you to break down, because I feel like a concept here brand yako is very rooted from how you also came about.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
so,
yeah.
I mean, zlalele yona phansi ukuthi like ukhula kanjani, you know, take people through ukuthi where did you even go to school, because that's important. Mina mangihleli nawe lana, I'm thinking about us funda phansi kweyihlahla.
Hey,
you understand?
yeah.
So I want you to really like give people, even your fans, abangakwazi, people who've been supporting you, making sure that, you know, Ghetto and Proud is always out there in the streets. But abangazi ukuthi okay uNdumiso Ngema ukhuleka so kuze kube nale ghetto product, it's because of, you know, this certain route that so take your time my brother.
Yeah, mfana yabona lo mbuzo lo mfethu ubaleke kakhulu mfethu.
Sure.
Futhi kuma fan wami namafan mina ngibona kahle ukuthi mangihamba nabanye abantu like bangibona as cheese boy intwana ekhule grand nanani kanti ngiziphandele vele ukuze ngifike la ngikhona yabo. Yeah, mina mfethu ngikhulela ekasi abalibiza Mountain View, which is abantwana balazi ezimatshotshombeni. Kasi lami lelo ngiproud ngalo. Sikhula mfethu kunzima kakhulu lapha yana mfethu, kunzima kakhulu, even right now kusasenzima ne, but then thina esakhula njengabantu abafana nami I'm willing ukuthatha ikasi lami ngilibeke to the map mfana kithi, like to the map matshotshombeni yabo. Yeah, ngikeleze esibekiwe mina mfethu kunzima ezinawazi mfaka baba, sifundela phansi kweyihlahla, stop amabhodlela, stop itina for fundraising yabona mfethu. Uledi njengoba ngishilo ukuthi mfethu ngikhuliswa ioledi yabo. Uledi kuumuntu vele bekasiphakiswa yazi nawe isigela, kuumuntu bengiza sho ukuthi sidlile lo msobho loyo, sidlile lo bisilelo mfethu yabo. Yeah, ngaqala vele ngathengisa ama sweet from primary, like ngithengisa ama sweet nginawe mfana kithi. Yeah nginawe. La lento iyangiinspire mfana kithi, because lawo ma sweet labe ngwabhayisa abengawabhayiseli for fun ukuthi ngithathe leyo mali ngidle nani. Yeah, like you understand endlini uma uleli bazomkala leyo mali leyo because sifundana phansi kweyihlahla, yabona ukuthi nabo teacher abasifundisa ukuthi kunzima. yeah ngasho ukuthi futhi nesibekiwe thanks to isibekiwe kahle
ne
yeah fana like isibekiwe sila isikhona kahle noma singakafiki lapha but then sila isikhona namhlanje because of isibekiwe mfana kithi yeah and thanks to my mom mfana kithi ngila ngikhona because of all lam mfana kithi azange lisigive upele azange actually ngigive upele ngila mfethu angazi like ngalibeka kanjani into le kasilami mfethu sikhula nabantu abatalented a lot dog a lot
talk about
but asinayo le nto leyana ukuthi kunabantu abangathi bayibhekile le nto le asinayo you know like ngikhule ngidlala disc mfana I was the best at disc in
CR7.
yeah like CR7 yabo but then yashabalala yonke le nto because ngibona ukuthi yabona manje akunabantu abazosibheka kaslate mfethu but then kunjalo mfana kithi yeah
dang
yeah kunjalo mfana kithi
you know I think for me like it's super amazing and I don't think Nam have told that story with you know how we grew up especially like abantu basibona today and people like sometimes banokuza ngathi ama accent ethu ngathi athe gata sikhuwa
injalo
but they don't know you know ukuthi thina our foundation of a primary level education was very challenging and very hard you know and people like you and I damn angazi ukuthi ngathini but we don't there's a lot of people who've never made it this far or who couldn't make it till this far and you know there's a lot of people especially a lot of them became gangsters, got swallowed by you know the circumstances. 2 some drugs. 3 abaye bashona bashiya I understand because of the foundation esibuya kuyo I don't think was a foundation ukuthi like if someone angayibheka today you know angathi it's a foundation that was preparing us to propel or be successful in the future you know it was just a situation to accommodate you know abazali bethu who from low income backgrounds you know we're talking ngifuna umntana ama esikoleni so that ngizoya emsebenzini or angisebenzi and I can't afford all these other institutions even ama public school but ngiyazi ukuthi umntana mangamisa la at least uzothola something yana understand because I would say thina sama beneficiary webantu education to such an extent I understand and people don't know ukuthi when we started i primary level yethu besifundela endaweni bekuyidlala
mfana
like you know and kuleyo dluleyo you'd find ukuthi there would be ama class bewa divided nge tape i-office ka principal bekuyi bathroom literally mawungena boyibona i bath
kahle
and then kuze sichangeisane ngama break ukuthi okay this time kuya laba break bemele some abanye bayofundela phansi kwesihlahla khishwe nyana leyo chalkboard leyo or sometimes nje uteacher kufundise nje ngomlomo and you have to grasp whatever information you understand so I've never told that story mfana like yabona moya kuleso story leso like kunzima mfana kithi but I was esibekiwe Heritage Day yes
bengifonele kuthiwa ngizoba i-judge for ingcosi nani ufonela she's direct namhlanje ukhunjula I remember bekuthisha wethu
shout out to ukhunjula
she called me mfethu ngibuza ukuthi mfethu ngibusy ngamtshela ukuthi shimele ngesamwe but ngifuna uzoba i-judge lana for abantwana nani you've been here niyenzile into yenu nama trophy wenu for i-disc into eziningi nje yabo but kunzima mfana ngithi abo mokhuluma futhi ngama class mfethu esikhulele kuwo mfana remember besibhali test day1 nama grade 6 ngama grade 7 simixene kubhalwa i-text echalkboardini mfana bavale ngamaphepha ewindweni ukuthi singakopi ukuthi yabona leyo nto leyo mfana ngize ngayisho nami ukuthi like I'm proud ukubona isigela sami engikhulele kuso sinjena namhlanje thina ukukhula kwethu bengekho kanje bekunzima like bekunzima hard mfana kithi like namuthi uyazi mfana kithi like bekunzima remember sithathwa esibekiwe thusinqobile sizofunda icomputer ufike lapha abakubhalisa uN kuphela ku computer but ayifundile icomputer
so hlakandile
like uyayibona lento leyo like obviously now ujabulele lento leyo mfethu according la ubuya ngakhona kahle ayikho yonke lento le na ubhala lo N ujabile because awunayo lento la ubuya ngakhona awuyijwayelanga kahle lento le uyabo so like I'm proud of isibekiwe the way singakhona khona manje I even told them ukuthi mfana ngiproud ngesikele engikhulele kuso mfana kithi the way singakhona kulento ebekuyiyo mfana like yo angazi ngathini mfana kithi you know better mfana kithi I know better but vele nabantu mele bazi ukuthi vele kwenzakalini nanani
because that's why mangihleli nawe as alumni yakulesa sikolo someone who's been there you know and I look at you today wenza lezi zinto zenzayo and I look at also the progress yaleso sikolo leso I can see ukuthi you know like elifini it's quite important ukuthi sibe patient
kahle mfana ngithi
because it shows ukuthi Rome are we building elangeliwane but you have to go through some certain struggles but also mele ube nale nto leyo yokubekezela you know and also ube nale mindset yakamzekezeke you know ukuthi you are forced because impilo unfortunately it's that
injalo mfana
you know unfortunately impilo it's that unfortunately impilo kufoster and then from Idisk because you were very famous we even dubbed you CR7 because that's how obsessed also you were with CR7 mina honestly speaking at the way in which how bengokubona uzangakhona I thought ukuthi by today would be talking about you sikubona la TV sisho ukuthi okay I player leya elibuya ekas I've never even though I had a glimpse yokuthi okay untwana vele uyaphanda esikolweni and phela masesicale sibheke ngokuthi this thing entrepreneurship
kahle
sibheke ukuthi you know ubhayisa amadzeni because mele kusasa uvuke ukhere uthengisa amadzeni
buy something nyana ukuthi fana abanye abantu
urekisa
casual maybe
akila bona urekisa di sweets gore le tlogona gore le afford emalane
kahle
omawutwana you know because that's the cheapest sishebe that you can afford understand but today I mean talk us through journey yakho yeDisk and how it also groomed you ukuthi at the end ugcine sozithola so we CEO as you titled yourself
mfana like iDisk ezibengishilo eqaleni environment mfana asinabo abantu ungabelievela ekas thiwa mfana lo mfana lo unswimbu nani bakhulume ngayo ama training ukuthi mfana uyibonile le ntona leya ezibengenza mfana like mfana bengiswithe limnandi eDiskini mfana remember ngokhuluma CR7 le umtshita lwana kuthiwa ngispara kakhulu kuvula desk lami mfethu beli noma post ka CR7 baba wakhipha ngeexam bathi makutaba hlizambe ibhlungu mfana like bengu CR7 loyana mfana but then because of environment ekasi uzobelievela labantu abala akekho umuntu okubonayo ukuthi even if uzithatha nawe uyozibeka leni but then mofika leni uzothola ezinye izinto ezifuna into kanje nakanje manje uthi uyabheka abazali they can't afford ukuthi manje bakwenzele leyo nto leyo yabo so kwaqala vele hayi kwaba nento zamabheshe kwaba nento ezobumnandi salandelela lento lezo wakhohlwa ngeDisk even if bathi talent lomuntu aliphumi kuye but then stamina ngisanaso mfana but Disk hayi ngisalithanda ibhola mfana kithi but ngisaziboni vele ngiphumele ngihodi no ngiphushe ezinye izinto nanani but mfana environment engikhabathile mina mfana kithi but ngablame environment yethu kuyenzeka these things life in mfana kithi kuyenzeka lezi life in so iDisk
you know it's funny ukuthi you talk about environment ne and I look at your brand the first thing that it starts with is Ghetto and Proud you know
yazikhuluma
Ghetto and Proud and out of zonke lezi zinto lezi esizikhulumile someone else might look at it as a negative connotation good but what's there to be proud about the ghetto you understand why would you even say mina I'm proud to be ghetto you know because like I said one it has a like you said environment there's a lot of substances in the ghetto there's a certain paint there's a certain face which it will be about the ghetto which when someone thinks about the ghetto angashrinka mina ngifuna ukuzibona la because already doesn't sound like a nice place or a safe place ukuthi umunye umuntu angazithola kuyo hence also why maybe singana lama resources now in the hood so how did you come about ukuthi ibrand yakho wiphe such a statement ukuthi I'm ghetto and I'm proud when someone else might look at that as a negative connotation ukuthi but there's nothing to be proud of ngokuba ghetto because you know abantu baseghetto baso
yeah bana
and how did that come about? Yeah,
that's a good question mfana kithi.
Sure.
Ngizokuga example nyana before ngiyada.
Yeah.
There's way line printer khona mfana kithi bathi Nyalu Communication. Shout out to Nyalu Communication fethu ngiline khona nayo because of yona yabo.
Sure.
Line printer khona Joes. I've met the omunye usisi la mfethu. She's driving a Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yambona ukuthi hayi uhome nana izinto ne. Ngithema ngithatha izinto wathatha t-shirt eyi1. Wathi like Ghetto and Proud. What I like this t-shirt ngine size la. Yabo?
Yeah.
Ngithema ngithi ngiyabheka isize yakhe ayikho.
Okay.
Wathi hayi sengizothatha ngithathele umntanami. Sengizokuphendula kulento okhuluma ngayo yabo. Ukukhuluma ngalento le mfana like most of the people mfana kithi yazi sikhulele emakasana kuze sifike la isikhona. You understand? Njoba lo sisasho ukuthi naye ukhula vele kunzima, ukhule kasele ghetto, ukhula yonke into nanani, but according ngokuya ngayo uyewafunda wayenza yonke into akayenzile kuze afike kuphi la khona namhla, but usase proud usase nayo memory ukuthi yazini I remember bangani bami idlala umgusha.
Yeah.
I remember bangani bami idlala iskotch which is yabo into eghetto mfana kithi. Yeah, like nomuntu o successful akafikanga la vele no boom ngibe lapho uqale vele emakasana njoba nathi sifisa ukuthi azini nathi singazibona
sesiphezulu.
Yeah, into kahle ngingakutshela yona le mfana kithi. Yeah, into engathi yang inspire ukuthi ngithi man Ghetto and Proud man. Everyone ukhulele emkonto, everyone ukhula vele kunzima la une story sakhe kahle ukuthi yazini ngikhula kanje mina ngikhula silala si5 eroomini eli1.
Yeah,
kahle kuze ngifike la ngikhona ngidrive le AMG yabo ngidrive le Hilux Legend 50 yabo.
Yeah,
so into enginspire lentwana ukuthi man yazini sonke kahle sine story sethu. So Ghetto and Proud into ebuyisela omunye umuntu emumva mfana kithi ukuthi man yazini yeah man I remember kasi ngihambi bash man ngibuya ngicula istazini kahle yabo. Yeah, khona manje sengidrava ba emasantini webhaya sangicule sengilana yabo. Impilo seyishintshile but uyakhumbula unama memories walento leya makahlangana nomuntu oke wafunda naye okwahlana naye emkonti ukuthi yeah mngani do you remember man yazini kwenzeka into kanje nakanje into kahle mfana kithi ngakutshela yona leyo program.
I love
nawe uyayibona motivate kahle. Yeah,
I love that. You know, also I love the fact ukuthi when we talk about Ghetto and Proud, it's not, you know, even though like I said someone might look at it as okay mara negative this thing, but the way in which how when you've changed representation you know it's so beautiful because you're sort of like giving abantu baselokishini abantu bayethu to say it's okay to be ghetto, but it doesn't mean you should, you know, subscribe to mentality yasekhaya.
Yeah,
you understand? But you should embrace some of the values and some of the things ukuthi like ukhuliswe ngazo ukuthi ube ulomuntu uye
mfana.
More, I think the most important part that I took from statement sakho and le reference oyenzile ngosister was to say sometimes the ghetto pushes us ukuthi sibe successful sibe ilabantu because of we don't want to always find ourselves kulawo ma circumstances.
Injalo mfana kithi. Yeah.
And it also sometimes depending on how you look at it, it gives you little push and drive to say, you know what, if something anyeke yenzakale here in the hood, then it clearly means that I'm also responsible and I'm playing a role, a part. Which how do I then make it better for Ndumiso on a 12? You know, because obviously if they don't see Ghetto and Proud, then they don't see an inspiration to aspire to be something or to aspire to do something positive. But if when you're out there and they see you with Marana Lekhotmanias and a libuya from a graffiti and a libuya from a struggle out of struggle, peggy you, but usa say and usa pusha and usa aspire for Ugba, you understand? So how are the people born receiving the brand so far?
Yazi Mr. 95 Mr. Pac-Man mfana kithi ne crew mfana like nami ngokuthuka mfana kithi ukubona ibrand yami ingaka. I won't lie mfana brand yami
uyiqale nini vele?
It was 2017 mangiqala ibrand yami. Ibrand yami ukuqala kwami mfana ngayiqala ngewelele kahle.
Talk to us.
It was iwelele. You see this W like where west la ngangimenze uW kahle. kwaba ngithi welele uqala kwami 2017 yes nge350 I remember. Yeah mfana,
a very crucial part. I love the fact ukuthi you went there because sometimes omunye umuntu makayibhekile ucabanga ama1000
kahle kahle,
especially like in the hood sinaleyo mentality ukuthi sometimes to start things we have to have a certain
imali nje ukuthi kahle kahle and uyabona mfethu. So iwelele ezinawe wazi mfethu ngiskime a lot of people abaku music kasi rap guys abo ma7 abo Shizi abo Sfili abo Zulu amajita amvela yaphusha so iwelele yinto ebeyithengisa vele emakasana abantu abangazi ukuthi avele sokusupporta nani so amezinja zami thema zibona ukuthi ngiphushwelele zalana zangihlalisa phansi abo Shizi abo 7 time mfana islogan saka Shizi this iwelele so you can't push into kanje. So ma7 came up with mfana kithi wangathi Ghetto and Proud ngathi manje ngizolala phezulu kwale into le. That's when vele ngacabanga ukuthi okay mangayenza kanje izoba Ghetto and Proud ngayenza mfana kwaba Ghetto and Proud. That's when ke mfana abantu bayibona bayincangwa njengoba singami futhi like ibrand yami ihodi mfana kithi and ngiproud ngami futhi nakhona ukuthi ngenzela mina ngenzela abantu njengoba ngisho ukuthi ibrand yabantu noma ngiposta ngothando futhi ngiyabonga futhi kuma friend wami ngazi nganibonga kahle kahle ngiyabonga kakhulu wonke umuntu ongisupportayo kule brand yami is big mfana kithi.
So uthe uqale 2017 so unabo boma 7 years upush
unabo ma 7 years
around there ne how has the journey been? What are some of the challenges also like oke wabhekana nazo mhlambe ezinyo sabhekana nazo and obviously how are you also overcoming lawo ma challenges?
Ama challenges engingabhekana nawo ukuzenza wena mfethu yabo ngiyimi kanjena okay ibrand maybe yaphusha iyayenza lento lena but anginayo le mindset yokuthi yazini ithi ngenze ithi ngisave profit ithi ngisave stock money into ezinjalo yabo every time mali mayifika ngithanda into ezifresh ngithanda izinto like angihloniphi ibrand kuze ngifike la manje sengibona khona ukuthi hayi man like ngifile ngathi ngenza into eyi1 kaningi ngiyabapha abantu product sharp yagcwala but then mina into engiphusha into engisave yabo kuze ngifike ke ngihlale nabantu abangitshela ukuthi amfana kithi you can't be alone ku brand first thing first you can actually ku business you can't be alone ungayenza uyiqale ubone ngathi yaphusha but you can't be alone like advice ngizoyika abantu mfana kithi you need someone in your side mfana kithi enzolokhu ubonisana naye yabo which is my mom.
Shout out to your mom.
She's 70 but she believes in me and onkaya amazwe nduduzo ngobudala bakhe lawayana vele kuda ukuthi I hope uyayibeka imali I hope imali nanani ebona lento le so that is why ngithi umama mfethu angazi ngathini ngaye but asikho lapho otherwise
I mean so like important umgama flow
ama challenges abaya ngayengawa mfethu brand like azange yaba khona azange deliver umuntu iJazz from Eastern Cape wangiposta ku Facebook wangitheka like Ghetto and Proud ayenzi the way yabo ngayithatha lento angikhulisa mfana kithi ukuthi yazini sharp mhlaba wonke ama comment ifani naye abanye
but mawiwane makwenzakala lokho what are some of the things ozitshela zona what goes through your head maloku uhleli lapho esana angidilivanga le product and manje it looks like lo muntu lo uzomosha ibrand yami because sekaya poster sakhuluma kabi ngebrand yami which then affects ibrand yakho
kahle mfana
mahleli one of us you are a human being
uyacabanga nawe ikhona vele into ukuthi mhlambe ngaxabana nawe manje uzibone ngathi nguclever phakathi kwabantu but mose iwane yacabanga ukuthi hayi man yazini I'm wrong
so what are some of the conversations boba nawo masosohleli uyiwane lokudenka nje usikhuphula ukuthi esana ngiflopile da but how do I
ngihlalile mfana kithi ngiyi1 ngitsheliwe abantu abangithandayo ukuthi mfana sikubonile ku Facebook like you are trending into ezikanje nakanje ngahlala ngiyi1 ukuthi this thing ngenzile imoshile
ibrand yami
ibrand yami njengoba ngitshela ukuthi ngiyengawa mfana ngacabanga nokuthi fuck
give up
ngente kanje mfana umuntu from Eastern Cape umuntu ongakwazi mfana kithi kufakela imali akuthemba ukuthi uzomfakela ngephepha yabo yeah like azange awideliver into yakhona ahlala ngiwani ngabona ukuthi hayi nema nayi think give up lento le but then yabona abantu man ma text abantu mfethu umuthi abheka ama comment akhona ayifani naye no man mina ngiyazithola into zami mangizodile hayi man.
So you've set a certain standard so that other people can sort of like bakhulumen. I think then that clearly means good when you have like a strong audience, you have like a hardcore fans.
Kahle mfana kithi ya kahle into engayisho lento mfana kithi kakhulu.
You have hardcore fans. People abakulandela njenge the way balandela iPirates neChiefs.
Kahle mfana ngazibona ukuthi manje ngisuka fair ngisuka ku struggle esingaka nangaka why mina ngizo give up manje sengiyenzile lento le ngisukaphi yabo. Okay ngathatha vele ay pride yami ngayilahlela le nga-apologize customer lami then ngadeliver into yakhe ngamdelivela even na something phezulu to apologize.
Yes.
Yeah today naye umuntu o proud nge-Ghetto and Proud.
Sure.
Even if ase Eastern Cape angangazi nani kuumuntu osahlala faka ama order nani media yami ifunte kanje nani yabo. Yeah so mfana kithi yeah
I think
akhona ama downfall mfana kithi empilweni mfana kithi akhona like especially to e-business mfana kithi yabo.
Because I want like umuntu okulandelayo and a kid that looks up to you to know these things because it's easy, you know, to take a picture and look good and umuntu assume ukuthi okay yo I shoot le out inemali or le out le cheese mention kanti akazi ukuthi kunama downfalls, you know, guphi esageti. And sometimes lawo ma downfalls because I mean I can attest that I can speak from experience, you know, ukuthi I used to pitch a peace love and be and sometimes when you go through those downfalls it affects you personally now as umuntu and sometimes you lose it. Ugcina songabi nalento le ukuthi okay I want to persist, I want to, you know, work towards achieving this goal. Vele bona ngathi izinto manje ngathi sesishabalele.
Yazi mfana kithi ne?
Yeah.
I always tell mina ngifikela abantu abaningi like intwana ezibhaya zifuna ukwazi ukuthi ngayiqala kanjani ibrand yabo. One thing for sure mfethu ngebrand first thing uthando. Uthando mfana kithi yabo.
All right.
Yeah. I think fame. There are people that push my brand because of fame. Uthi movelile igqoki yeah ibrand yami leyana nani yabo. Let's say ama brand amaningi ashabalala.
Okay.
Abayi ngalo lwathando le ibrand like angazi ngathini
passion
sacrifice baba lapha melu sacrifice for ibrand mfana kithi ukuze ikhule. Ungayenzi into because ubona umunye umuntu ayenza into uyayibona umuntu into yalo muntu lona ithandwa abantu and iningi nani njengoba ngishilo ukuthi ubona ama brand amaningi ashabalala. Ngiyabatshela abafana abaningi ukuthi hayi bafowethu ibrand akusinto easy. Ungayibona wena ngathi into easy uyayithatha nje uyo stock uhambe uprint or uyathunga uhambe uprinter mfana kithi idinga isikhathi mfana kithi. Yeah uzitshela ukuthi hayi emsebenzini namhlanje hayi kahle hayi ngelunch yami noma ngafika ngobani kodwa mele ngiyenza into yomuntu kuziphume Friday ku printing kuze ngimdelivele umuntu abe happy. Ekasi mfethu ngineyintwana ezincane ezisakhula zincane ibrand like mama ngebirthday yami ngifuna i-theme kube Ghetto and Proud as this Saturday ngibuya kuyo beku i-theme nje beku Ghetto and Proud abantwana abancane umntana 12 years
get a round of applause because to get there
yeah
to get there
so baningi nje abantwana like afika umama wakhe umntana muthi ayifuna into kanje so bayabona nabo ukuthi yazini lento lena kahle ikhona manje isegazini ngothando mfethu. Yeah,
you know, I think mau khuluma so it really just inspires me because one of the important or first reasons why like ngiqale this journey, the People's Journal podcast, you mentioned something ukuthi there's a lot of talented young individuals out there and sometimes akunayo leyo shine leyo highlight to say you guys are doing a great job, you understand? And I'm quite excited and a bit emotional on the fact that, you know, you are here and you're telling this story and it's important.
Yeah.
And mina ngifuna ukuthi someone or intwana encane mayibheka this conversation ikhona also like okudobha and you've taught so much about branding. You've spoken basically about branding, you know, and you gave us the first key, Uti. Sometimes to start something, yeah, understand. You can start where you are, which is also something we spoke about. No Ryan, you know. So if you had to give like step by step, if someone is looking to start a t-shirt brand, you know, because I feel like that's the basic thing after, you know, or maybe more accessible. And here's the thing, sometimes I assume ngicala kanjani writingly kanti azicavi next, you know. And reason being why, it's because information I told it directly from abantu that are doing these things, you know. So if you had to like give a step to step process, how do you even go about starting a t-shirt brand, a location with what you have, is a to a point where someone can theme a birthday party out of Leo brand, just step to step, a teachable moment.
Yeah, into engayisho mfana kithi oqala maybe for example njengoba usho iskipa mhlambe uyafuna maybe uqala iskipa leso se brand. Okay, njengoba sishilo ukuthi awudingi into abengaka mfana kithi, whatever onayo uyahamba uthola iskipa, udigitize logo yakho, wenza sure ukuthi nayo imali ukudigitize logo yakho, like usacrifice njengoba ngisho mfana kithi. Noma ungayitshela umama ukuthi mama ngifuna ukuyenza lento le, if umzali nawe ucabanga ukuthi amntana mhlambe one day ngayenza lento le, nabo marketing strategy mfana, yeah, post social media, muhlangana nomuntu engathi manje uyaziwa nana mfana mcele ukuthi hayi ngicela uthathe ngazi iskipa sami ngiyaphusha into hlala naye nana umshoot, if amshoot uyampost. Kunabantu mfethu ababonayo ukuthi uZulu Ghetto and Proud, hayi ngeke hayi nami mfana ngiyifuna Ghetto and Proud kahle yabo. Yeah, like ngathini ungabi greedy to yourself ukuthi yazini, and ungayenzi into because of omunye umuntu yenza lento ngothanda ukuthi yazini lento lena kahle ngizokhula ngayo, yabona lento le. Yeah,
so you're basically saying ukuthi if angicavi next ngivukile ekseni ngabona ukuthi intswembi brand kantangene nami one day ngifuna ukuba ne brand, so ngiyavuka ngiyobuy skipper. All right, my dog. I think it's quite important that we sort of like let the people know what does the future hold for Ghetto Proud, you know. So I mean, the first question I think I wanna ask regarding that is, what kind of an entrepreneur do you see yourself as, like Mouse Bear? Because I don't think you are only limited to just selling clothes.
Yeah.
But if you had to like just define yourself as an entrepreneur, what kind of an entrepreneur do you?
Yeah, Ash, that's a good question mfana kithi. Mfana mina ngizibona nje mfana kithi njengoba ngikutshelile ukuthi mfana nginamafeme mfana. Yeah, nginamafeme whereby ngiproducer ezinye izinto for ama upcoming clothing brand yabo.
Sure.
Yeah. Ngibaproducele maybe izinto mina engiqale ngazo into ezinjalo mfana kithi.
So you see yourself as Orani production.
Kahle.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man. And what does the future hold for Ghetto and Proud?
Yeah, Ghetto and Proud mfethu ngifuna ukuzibona nami kahle mfethu ngithunga from scratch something Ghetto and Proud, ngalokho ngiya emachineni, you get my ngiyofuna isweater, ngiyofuna ihood, but ngiqale something from scratch mfana kithi, and which is into engiphezukwayo lento le, into ehlanganayo, into eyalapho, get some ama container nyana ukuthi ngibe nama stalls nyana. Okay, there's a stall esosiqala in Town soon esizwakalayo, which is asiphuzi nawe and I. Yeah.
All right.
So,
you're already giving us the exclusive.
Kahle mfoka.
I like that.
Even Randbeck, I've got this friend une complex nyana, une shop.
Sure.
So ngifaka impahla nyana lapha yana, then athathe that percentage. Ukamanje ase start yabo. Yeah.
So why then are you removing the brand from Ilokshini to Abo Randbeck? Do you think that's the best fit for Ghetto and product, or is because of the aspirations? I don't know.
Yeah, mfana kithi njoba mina ngokubona kwami ne, no ngokubona kwabantu mfana, njoba ngisho ukuthi big no brand, so it's time ukuthi nakhona ithole exposure kwezinye indawo njengoba bengishilo ekuqaleni sikhuluma ngokuthi abantu abase-Randburg they started from eKasi.
Sure.
So namele babone something ezobakhumbuza eKasi kube into yabo.
Yeah. Feed. And then abantu bayithola vi product.
Ghetto and Proud for now.
Yeah.
For now njengoba sikhulumile ama stalls nanani. For manje Ghetto and Proud uyithola online kimi.
Okay.
Social media actually.
Sure.
Which is Ndumiso Ngema.
Yes.
Ndumiso Ngema.
Yes.
Ku Facebook.
Ndumiso
Ngema ku Facebook.
Ndumiso.
Ku Instagram Ndumisong.
Yes.
Ndumisong.
Spell it.
Which is Ndumiso NG ekugcineni.
Okay.
Ku Instagram.
Yeah.
WhatsApp ngayibiza ngosinamba yami. It's fine. Yeah. Inamba yami on WhatsApp it's 078 56513 ngizoyiphinda futhi 078 ila ngitholakala khona.
Sure.
Then naku People's Channel sangatholakala kumfowethu Mr 925
Yeah. So if people want to order, you guys know, follow us on the People's Channel podcast on Facebook, and then we'll get more information on how to get the Ghetto and product.
Yeah, and kuma I think it's 10 viewers.
Yeah. All right.
Above you to People's Channel.
Yes.
Sine sine discount for Nina guys, which is 10% discount.
And the promo code is we'll put it on the
on the
show notes.
On the show notes ukuthi kahle yini nani kanjani yabo.
Sure. Yeah. Look, my dog, I think for me this conversation has been interesting. I like the fact the direction also that we are taking. You are the second entrepreneur that I've sort of like covered. Your story is authentic, and regardless of you are doing a great job, and you are such an inspiration to Ndumiso on a 12, Ndumiso on a 13, Ndumiso that's looking up to you. And that's saying, but the awake by Mahotman that are doing things, but now the Hotman in a direction Kaslam, especially from now we are called. Understand? So I want to say to you, clean a dog and just keep pushing, man. And then that's we are here for support if you need any. And I mean, are there any last words that when you wanna? It's Captain Yana, for someone or ngafuna kera something from.
Ngasakhulumeli mhlawumbe according to ama brand nanani, but then into engizoyisho guys, never give up in life. Zitshele ukuthi into uzoyenza uphushe makuphusheka. Tengayisho lemfana kithi, never give up. Yiligama ngalisho mfana kithi.
Mfana. And I think with that said, those are the words ukuthi sizovala ngawo, so shoutouts to Ghetto and Proud for pulling up, and actually, I think I respected when I'm a Brenda Sekasi show up on time. Show up on time for these interviews or for these type of conversations or for whatever, because then it does say a lot about where they want to go with their future. And to all the authentics out there, shoutouts man for the love and support. Where to spread it even more. You can just follow us on the People's Channel podcast on Facebook. We are out there, and on Instagram it's TPJ_podcast. We are also there. And also shout outs to Fitown for the love and support, and for always allowing us to make it our own. You can also follow them on their Facebook pages, their TikTok accounts. They are there as Fitown. If you are struggling to find them, we'll make sure that we tag them so that they're easily accessible. M22 Entertainment for always making sure that our visuals are standard and point. And I mean, to all the local entrepreneurs, we are sending out an open invitation to say, guys, Zoralane platform, share your story. Let the people know how you are building. I think it's kind of important that as creators and creatives, we share the process. Not only show Magum Nandi, but share the process, how we started, how we are coming along, and how we are making it to these positions. This is Tolagu or these levels that we find ourselves in. And from your boy, your host, Opakman, Mr. 925, Ntambo Mtlakasi, I'll catch you on the other side.